Good morning, traders. We've got ourselves another hot oil market today, and oh boy, did MRAPS run up to $32 so far. I've locked out. See if I can show where I've locked out all this at. Why are you not showing my orders? I've locked out most of it. I have 2 shares left of it, and then I also am holding a few shares of Hustle left. Now oil is up to 27.80 right now. Like I've been saying, I thought oil the top would be 150, but we're not that far away from 150, so I don't know. Because it doesn't look like oil is slowing down whatsoever. But as for now, I mean, with oil stocks getting all the action, that's all we gotta show. Trades apply. Why are you not showing? We gotta stay focused on these oil stocks. But you can see oil right now, oh, it's up to 128 now. Breaking over that area, so if it breaks 130, oil will keep running. Let's see what we got up today. ENSV, this is up 125%. Another energy stock, of course. Now right now I have this chart unlinked, and this is the oil future because I want to be keeping an eye on it. I was in those stocks yesterday, all market, into market, after hours locking out. But ENSV, that looks like a possible play. Hey, look at this here. What's the float on this? 11 million. Let me put this on the 15-minute. There we go. I'm going. What do you mean I don't have enough? You high? Well, hold on a second. Let's see if this pulls back a little bit more. Let me see if there's any ones popping up on this oil scanner that we don't have up there. USG, MARP, CI, VNT, and VTNR. What's going on with VTNR? I see, where's Hustle at? Oh, Hustle's gapped down some. No, I'm not worried about that though. Plus, my price on Hustle is $4.73, so it's still way above what my price was, and I've got only 4 shares left. I'm not too worried about it at the moment. MARP's back down to 20 so far, getting a halt on the way down, but a lot of people locking out profits. Let's check this VTNR. It's a little bit higher flow than ENSV. Well, actually, this is starting to move. Oh yeah, we've been entering the bear market, Orlando. We knew that. we knew this was coming. I've only been saying this for 2 years. We knew this was coming. It's nothing, not a surprise at all. Like, none of this is a surprise. If you guys have been following me for a while, for the last couple of years, I've been saying all this was going to happen. The stock market was going to crash. It was just a matter of time. As soon as the Fed stopped putting money in there, and then oil and other commodities were going to pop because of all the quantitative easing since 2008. So I see wheat up. Wheat's nothing to do with oil. It's just a commodity. There's going to be other commodities. Speaking of, let me look at the metal stocks. Ooh, we got TMC up 53%. So metal, okay. I was just talking to H&H about this yesterday. If oil starts to slow down, metals are going to start moving. And even if oil doesn't slow down, they may start moving anyway. I mean, it's clear. Well, actually, let me just pull up TradingView and see that. I haven't looked at the indexes or anything. I woke up and saw oil up, and I said, well, looks like I'm up on those shares I held overnight. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, gold is breaking out right now. This is what I've been waiting for, baby. Gold's over 2,000 right now, 250. Break at 275. Gold is going to start going. Silver almost up to 27 again, breaking out as well. So all eyeballs on oil and metal stocks, but metal stocks are just going to be getting going. And that's what we're seeing here with TMC. So oil is very hot. But these metals are going to be right behind oil. Yeah, you can see all these different metals. Yeah, look at this. Look at my whole low float metals list. Green. Green, green, green. So let's put TMC up there because that thing is climbing very nice. And PLM had a huge rip. Well, not a huge rip, but after hours. Load. Goro up to 247. I'm going to put Goro on the list. That's a smaller float. PLG. Alright, we'll just keep an eye on that. Let's see if there's any new low float oil stocks that's popped up on the scanner. PBF. That's a little too high float for me. PED. BRN. Okay. That's only 10 million in float, pulled back down to 5. Okay. Alright, we know what's going on here. And then let me check my day trade above this scanner there. ENSV. Ooh, ENSV back up to 575. I didn't think it was going to get back up that quick. I think it's about to go. I'm hopping in here. What do you mean? What are you talking about? What is wrong with my funds? Can I get 10? You showing I got 10 more? 10 more? No? Okay, I can only go 25? Well, so be it. I'll go 25 then. There we go. Alright, I got 25 at 605. Let's see if NSV starts making a crazy move like we had on MAPRS yesterday. You can see 750 is going to be some resistance. I'd have liked to have got that a little earlier. But it is what it is. Breaking 650. Oh, let me go on a 15-minute chart here. Oh yeah, I'm not too mad at that. I'm gonna go ahead and move this downtrend. We got 5 minutes left. So if this 15-minute candle can just push up over the top of 7, we're gonna see this start to run. Let's see, where's the trend line at? Trend line's at 5. That's fine. I'm $1 over the trend line, but I've only got 25 shares, so I can risk that. I'm not too worried about that. But we'll see if it can go or not. Let me move this back over. Good morning, Stonks and Chomps. Eric, Finland. Well, you know, I wouldn't worry about the news that much. And we are having a little pullback here. Because like a bunch of earnings plays came out, or a few earnings plays, like yesterday, Bed Bath and Beyond, and they didn't do nothing. But in 2 weeks, we don't know what's going to be happening with oil. Oil might be coming back down in 2 weeks. So that's, you know, it's hard to say, really, what it'll do. No, they put out there, they've already put it out. It's out right now. Let's see, they had gross profit of 15 million and as an increase of 201% for the fourth quarter. So they did have a nice increase. And it looks like they reached multiple milestones. So it is good earnings. I'm not sure about the PR. What was I in? Yeah. Forgot what I was in. Oh, ENSV, that's what I'm in. Oh, yeah, okay, it's good. Still holding that 575 area. Oh, nope, just cracked that 575 area. Is oil coming back down? Oil getting a rejection at 128.75. You see a little pullback there. Oil could pull back to 125. Which kind of could mess up some of these uptrends. Golly, look at the SPY. Die, SPY, die. CEI almost back down to its uptrend. That's another one that, I mean, it's moved quite a bit. It's quadrupled in price from 55 cents to $2, but it's relatively still cheap. And we've seen it get up there before to some higher prices. Yeah, up there to $5. That was last year. So it can rip more if oil continues to run. Ooh, we didn't see ENCV really pulling back. Come all the way back down to 545. A lot of oil stocks are pulling back. It's a little concerning. Prices may be too high at the moment. Yeah, MARPS is all the way back down to 20. I don't know. Some of them are. You got rigs that's still pushing up. Basically, it looks like the ones that ran big yesterday are quieting down, and some other ones are starting to move. But ENSV. Actually, this trend line is right here. Yeah, trend line's all the way back down at 436. Let's see if oil's going to push up over this little pivot here. Yeah, break up 128.50. Is there anything in the news on oil? So, war in Ukraine expected to bring months of uncertainty. There was tons of uncertainty before the war. I love seeing all the media right now blame all the economic problems that we've been talking about for years now. They're blaming it on the war and all this other nonsense. And I've even saw, this is the craziest part, I've seen on Facebook where people have posted things like turn the pipeline back on and the Keystone pipeline, and Facebook is fact checking it and saying that it's not Biden's fault or the government's fault for anything. For anything. If your fact checkers are defending your government, that is a big, big problem. That is getting us along the lines of Germany back in the day and a few other empires in past history. Like when the government will not let you put blame on them, just think about how crazy that is. They're supposed to represent us. It is their fault when things go wrong. They are supposed to be able to react to these things. And we can't even call them out when they screw up? Nah. So F Facebook and F those fact checkers. Come see me, fact checkers. You can fact check these nuts. Alright, anyway, let's get into some trading. Good morning, Lori Lee. There you go, Lauren. Get that CEI money. Yeah, they're super volatile. They're moving that fast because of oil. You have to keep in mind, this is an oil future. This is oil per gallon. Normally, oil does not run like this. This is not a normal thing. Let me just link this back so I'm getting confused. We had this big spike in oil, but that was 2008. Same thing that was leading up. All that money, all that BS they were doing with the banks and quantitative easing and, all that nonsense. That led to the last spike in oil where we hit 147, which is why my price target is 150, because this is the previous top. But during normal times, you can see oil's, it just kind of goes sideways for the most part. But when we start looking like this, these are weak candles. Each candle is a week, 7 days. This candle is a huge candle on a futures contract. Especially for oil, because oil has such a huge market cap. So the volatility, because there's so much money right now on the sidelines, trading, not doing too much investing in the stock market. There's probably people buying the dip, although this time there's certainly a lot more room down for the dip, and there's no saving the dip this time because the feds have tapped out all they can do. And the government ain't going to stop spending money, so we know for sure that ain't going to change. But this much volatility, this much money on this future, it can run, a couple of dollars in a day. But these stocks like MARPS, the market cap on it was very low. There's only 2 million shares outstanding. So yesterday, when I called this out, that's what I was saying. This being an oil stock and being so low supply, a little swing in oil to the upside can shoot this thing off. And we got a big rip because oil ripped big. Remember, all day yesterday I was saying if oil breaks 120 or holds 120 and then can break that 122 area, we're going to go up to 125. Wherever it's at. Yeah, NSV still down in it. Still coming down some. It looks like I may have bought that too high. But when you have oil itself that has a huge market cap and it's moving with that much volatility, and you got a stock that's only got 2 million in float like MARPS or NSV that's only 11 million or HUSA that's 9 million, that's not that much shares to move. One or two groups can get a low float stock like that to move. One of these chat groups that's, Ross Cameron or Tim Sykes or any of those guys, their little chat groups could move these stocks. They can't move the oil futures. It takes lots of money to move the oil futures, especially the way they're moving right now. So these things are, they're not just going to go straight up. They're going to have some nice rips. They're going to pull back because people are going to be locking out profits. They're super low float, so any selling pressure, especially, anybody who got in this yesterday, at any point after I called it out, I called it out, got in right here. If you got in on any dip, you made money until this pullback here. So all these people who made money, including me, I've been locking out profits all through last night and then into this morning. And I'm still holding a few shares. So the same thing, other people are doing the same thing. They're going to sell out. So that's why you're getting these very volatile moves in the stocks, the big ups and downs. Because the way oil, think of it this way. Oil is like, let me think of a good metaphor. What's a good metaphor for this? Oil is like the coach of a football team. And the rest of the football team is all of these stocks. So the coach is going to call the shots pretty much and control the game in most cases. I know there's some NFL cases where the QBs will call the shots, but whatever. In most cases, the coach calls the shots. So since oil is the coach, it's calling the shots. And because the coach happens to be a 6'8", 500-pound man, all muscle, when he calls the shots, these little guys are going to do what they're supposed to do, most likely. But not every single play is one of the players going to be perfect. They might. Marps ran caught a 50-yard touchdown pass and ran and made a nice touchdown here. Well, after Marps makes the touchdown, they're gonna spike the ball and dance around a little bit, probably get a little fine from the referees, all of that for over celebration. and then, you know, they're going to go back to the bench, and then defense is going to come on the field. So that's what we're seeing right now is MARPS is benched. INDO is benched. HUSA is benched. But that doesn't mean the game is over. The coach can pull these off the benches at any time. But that all depends on the coach. If that coach is staying strong. So hopefully that metaphor makes sense. Am I going to cover Biden speaking, or did I watch it separately? What is he? Oh God, what is he speaking? Are you talking about the cryptocurrency thing? Is that what you're talking about, Lauren? If you're talking about the cryptocurrency thing, if that's today, then yeah, I'll probably cover that. Because that is very important. This whole time while the war is going on and all this other stuff is being thrown by mainstream media, the crypto committee of the government has come up with regulations that Joe Biden is supposed to be signing. So if that's what he's talking about, I absolutely want to hear what nonsense comes out of his mouth. And then you know, I want to find out immediately what these regulations are. I don't think, you know, they can only regulate so much with cryptos. There's not too much they can do, really. But still, it'll scare people if the regulations are real crazy. And I've not seen anything come out of this administration yet that is not real crazy. So oh, is that what he's speaking on? The banning oil from Russia? Yeah, if he bans oil from Russia, I mean, what does everybody think is going to happen with oil prices? And I'm being serious. Like, I'm asking, like, what do you guys think is going to happen if they ban Russian oil from America? I'm so glad I switched to electric last year at the beginning of the year. Like, I knew that they were going to try to pull this, that they were going to try their best to squeeze people out of using gasoline. Nice, Eric. Yeah, I mean, solar plays, any energy plays right now are going to be hot. It's just the oil stocks, because oil specifically is running. Those are going to be the hottest. Make sure I ain't losing too bad on the NSV. Oh, NSV is pulling way back, so that's all right, though. 10-day moving average is there. Let me look at this on a daily chart. I should have examined this more before I just jumped in there. That was pretty stupid. A little bit of that euphoria from yesterday. Yeah, because we gapped up. We are green on this gap up, but we do not want to see it drop below 450. $4 is strong support. See, oil's at 129 right now. So oil very close to breaking that 130 area. Let's see, ooh, rigs. That would have been a decent one to grab off of that trend line. Trend line on MARPS is down around 15. There you go, ENSV. It's getting back over 5. as long as oil continues to push, these ones that are pulling back will more likely go right back up. Maybe not today. Well, it's possible today. I mean, if oil goes real crazy, like if we break that new high and it starts going real crazy, because the stock market, is very close to being dead. Gold up to Goro up to 250, still testing. Let's see. Let me keep an eye on gold. Is gold still breaking out? Gold's holding around 2053. Real estate market is slipping. Bitcoin above 38,500. So Bitcoin holding very strong while all the other markets are really volatile. That's very interesting. Yeah, look at ANSV bouncing so far. The dollar's gotten too high. The dollar has been strengthening off all this money coming out of the stock market. But like I said yesterday, it doesn't make any sense. Gold and silver and the US dollar and oil should not all be running together. That's not how that works. Gold and silver should be running against the dollar. At least gold should be running against the dollar. Historically. But that's how crazy things are right now. Let's see. Let me see what's going on. SPY. CIA says, fantastic work, CIA. Fantastic work. I mean, just amazing work. They're saying CIA director says Putin is determined to dominate and control Ukraine. Man, if we didn't have the CIA to tell us that, I don't know how we would have known that. That's thank God for our CIA. U.S. Director of National Intelligence says Russian invasion of Ukraine produced shock to the geopolitical order. Here we go. Here we go with all the nonsense. Oh, Pelosi's not playing about this ban on Russian oil. If they ban Russian oil, I mean, what does people think is going to happen? How is banning more supply going to help? I do not understand. It does not compute. OP. Let me put OP on here. Ocean Pal. This is an industrial stock, though. It's not really a time charter contract. This is a shipper. Let me pull up the shipper list. Let's see if all the shippers are starting to move. I bet they are. Shipper pumps. My shipping boys, how have you been? It's been a while. Apparently Sino doesn't exist anymore. We'll take that off the list. I already had Rig on this list. It's been like since last year that I looked at this list. PSHG. That's a shipper. Not doing too much. A lot of these shippers, though, are not ripping yet, but they are looking like they want to maybe start going. Let's see, PXS, 72 cents. Trying to re-break $1. I'm going to put PXS on the watch list. And then I'm also going to put this PSHG because there's only 5 million shares of it, so it's very low float. See, wow, IMPP gapped all the way up to 975, got rejected at 10, but holding up 583. And BR earn play coming all the way down, bouncing off that $4 area. CEI is going to probably break $2, maybe today, very possibly today. It's not far away from it. USEG is gapped up quite a bit. Got a downtrend at the moment that needs to break. That's what it's testing. Looks like it is going to break it. PSHG, not much going on there at the moment. TMC, that one's... Oh, that's the metal company one. That one shot all the way up to 320. Let's see, OP. So there's your trend line on OP. So 24 million in shares, and it's a shipper. Definitely one. I need to add that to this list. OP. It's definitely one to keep an eye on. No doubt. I like what I'm seeing here. The only thing I don't like is we're below that 200, but we do have room. Break of $2 all the way up to the 200 at 325, 350. And if it can break that, in December it did get all the way up to $12. So I don't know, probably some offerings or something happened in between there. But yeah, OP could definitely be a play, especially if it holds here. It's trying to hold this trend line right now. If I had any funds left, you know, I might would take that. BTC still down because Bitcoin and crypto's down a little bit. And then Sky just not caring about anybody or anything else going on. This play. It's another one where I called it way back here in that $8 to $9 area, but I cannot get this one. Could not hit my entries right on it. There we go. ENSV all the way back up to 570. So, you know, that's what I was saying about this volatility. They'll have pullbacks, but they're just pulling back to the uptrends. And as long as oil's running, these uptrends is going to hold. That's what we've been seeing. We do have a little downtrend there to connect, so it's a little triangle so far. First 15 minutes of the market. I'm going to go into this hour chart. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I like what I'm seeing there on that hour chart. You see that candle came down and bounced. And over 550 is over the top of body of this candle. How much time we got left? We got 20 minutes on this candle to close. And then we got 5 minutes on this 15-minute candle to close. So still pretty early yet. It's not a bad play. INDO. This one's ripped so hard. I mean, this has been the hardest rip that really got oil stocks going. And it cracked that initial downtrend, and then there again you could drew another downtrend, but now we're kind of way down here. So there's not really an uptrend. It is still holding gains and moving upwards. It's holding above 50. And the 50-day on the 1 hour is at 46, where they just came down to. So if INDO can hold 50 support and oil keeps running, we should see INDO start moving again. And 9, this one on uptrend too. I mean, all these plays, these are beautiful uptrends. If I just waited 15 minutes, I could have got a lot better entry on ENSV. That's alright, whatever. I'm not worried about it. See, what do MARPs come out with? It's 10:45 a.m. So that's right now. All right, let me pull up. Let's see where you at.
And let's talk Bank of America, the company now. The financials have not been doing well, and Bank of America's gotten blasted. This has also happened the past week as the yield curve, strangely enough, has actually widened out. That's happened because rate hikes are getting priced out of the short-term bond market. Doesn't matter for banks. Yield curve flat, yield curve steep. They've just been pretty weak overall. What do you see here in this chart?
Yeah, well, continuing in that theme of normal relationships that have decoupled a little bit, and seeing kind of that difference in terms of financials. Now, to be fair, Bank of America looking vastly different than, say, Citigroup that you and I looked at yesterday, which was in that consistent downward channel. Bank of America double tops up here, comes back down to that support around the 42.40, and then we get this gap down sell-off that was pretty substantial, right? Big gap down, sell-off, big gap down, sell-off. That's where we find ourselves today in terms of this stock price. A little bit of a gap up, sell-off, right back down into that area. The potential is for that move back down to a support maybe around the 37.
All right, guys, can you hear that pretty good? That audio, is it too loud or anything? Because I'm just adding that in. But I'm assuming they should start covering it right here on the network for TD Ameritrade.
Back down to the oversold line, intermediate term selling off down a little bit further. So quite a bit of bearishness here, despite this gap up sell-off on the upgrade.
Okay. And Ben, if it does find some buyers here, it would be somewhat expected based on the line you've got there, support down at 38. Because if we sell off deeper, then we've ended that uptrend. Because technically you've got the horizontal support line here, but I mean, you could draw one up through the lows that looks more like uptrend.
Yeah, you could still characterize this as a longer-term uptrend, but you're absolutely right. It takes out that 37.5 level.
Okay. I want to turn it down for a minute while we're waiting for it to start. And then as soon as it starts, I'll turn everything back up here because it's just two analysts right now talking about Bank of America, so I'm not too worried about what they've got to say.
They had said to sell it. Now they say neutral price target of $42. That was a pretty bullish neutral. As we trade at 38, that would be a nice reversal of about 3 days of losses. Ben, Dell, that's your number 3 here. Let's go into tech.
Yeah, CL pulling off. Let me make sure that it's not streaming already or something, and they're just not covering it on thinkorswim. You would think they would cover it on thinkorswim.
Peaked out in November. Dell's chart started selling. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's not bad. You know, I actually had to double check this as we were looking at Bank of America because it looked fairly similar.
Biden expect to announce.
You know, it rallies up into that 60 mark and then it pulls back down to this double top support right around that 53 half. And they did that on that February earnings. In fact, broke down through that level on that February earnings. It rally back up and it bounces back down.
Okay.
Now acting as a resistance.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything yet. He's supposed to be going here in a little bit.
Big bearish candle. See a bit of a gap up back into that body range and then back down to the low today. Originally this was kind of a spinning top Harami type candle. But the possibility is a little bit
Now, you know,
about where this is trading around that.
we'll see what he says and if it affects the market. It's not really like Trump when Trump talked and affected the market.
Multiply tested, breaking back down to the 47.70, which is that longer horizontal support. But much like what we saw in Bank of America, the sentiment lines are
If it ain't on this Trader TV, then we'll
ahead of this
move on over to. I'll pull it up somewhere else.
on here. Fortunately, perhaps the earnings this past, which created a little bit of volatility here, maybe this settles down into a more
Hussa's starting to rebound.
All right.
Marp's holding 20.
Okay, not bad. Solid uptrend that may be at risk here. I mean, technically that September level, we're still hanging on there, and some support kind of similar to what we were just looking at that could potentially kind of firm up here. All right, Ben. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it, Chartmaster. Dell stock is the upgrade candidate to Evercore ISI this morning, saying to buy it now after the drop. So, made it to February.
The NSV testing back over 6. Well, actually, it's already over 6. That was a very quick test.
Look at this selling again. It's found its way into stocks, even after a pretty quiet open. Nasdaq down 1%, crude oil is up 7%.
whether you're an experienced investor or just getting started.
All right, they got a commercial going on.
Right for you.
I'm going to take a break real quick because if this is going to start, it's probably going to go on for a few minutes. Perfect level, sound awesome. All I got to do is just pop it back on so the volumes are ready there. But yeah, I'm going to take a little break. And I'll pull this up.
Or watch on demand. Head over to tdameritrade.com/webcast.
Wait. Oh, damn. Hold on. I forgot that I'm in the way. Let me move myself over so y'all can see the damn TV. Or can I don't know if I can move that Trader TV. Maybe I can. Let me see if I can pop it out.
Diving into the market or delivered right to your inbox. Go to .com, click on the pop-up, and subscribe now. Binge watch the market with TD Ameritrade Network. With the dollar, interesting activity.
So now I did some deep research into this.
People are out of the house and engaging with the U.S. economy. Tune in 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on TDAmeritradeNetwork.com and all your favorite streaming services.
You can also take us on the go with our Play-enabled iOS app and our audio-only
There you go.
podcast.
All right, I'll be right
TD
back, guys.
Ameritrade Network, available anytime, anywhere, on any device.
If you have questions about retirement planning, then you don't want to miss Investor Education Day hosted by TD Ameritrade. It's a full day of free insights from TD Ameritrade education coaches and experts who can tell you all about honing your retirement strategies. And the best part, it's all online. So technically, you can enjoy the webcast from the comfort of your retirement pants, also known as sweatpants. Register for Investor Education Day at tdameritrade.com/education day.
I'm Jenny Horn. Here's a few more movers to keep on your morning radar. Mizuho upgraded Okta to buy from neutral, saying the cybersecurity stock continues to show solid growth. The firm maintained its price target of $225, which implies a 40% upside to its close on Monday. In a note to clients, the Mizuho analyst said they continue to believe in Okta's technological and analytical advantages versus its peers, And now at 9 times its expected 2023 revenue, they believe the risk and reward is difficult to ignore, even in a tumultuous market. Indonesia Energy halted due to its circuit breaker this morning on downward momentum and is continuing its intraday move lower. Just last month, this company traded as a penny stock before surging to nearly $87 a share. Noble Financial also downgraded the energy company this morning to underperform. And companies that use independent contractors in their workforce like Uber, Lyft, Grubhub, and DoorDash are launching a campaign to head off unions, according to the Wall Street Journal. The gig economy companies are planning to run ads in the Washington area featuring workers who prefer the flexibility of the independent contractor model over being classified as a company employee. Uber and Lyft are higher on the news, while Grubhub is falling. This has been your TD Ameritrade Network Market Update. Now back to Morning Trade Live with Oliver Rennick.
Okay, Russell's doing all right, but the Nasdaq's down. Yields are up. Crude oil is on the move, and the president is talking about a Russian oil ban. Things are escalating every day, it seems. Joining me here in studio, Mr. Dan Grant and Mr. Sean Cruz for our meetup panel. Welcome back to the studio in the AM, guys. All right, perhaps most interesting here is that yields are up. Dan, Treasury markets couldn't manage to get down below 1.7% on the 10-year, even despite all this volatility.
Yeah, I mean we're at 180. We're at 185 now this morning. I believe that was what you showed on your chart earlier. Fed expectations continue to be taken in and out. The 30-year bond at 2.25. We were at 212 last week. So the curve is absolutely showing is flattening out of the back end of the curve. We are seeing higher rates. Expectations of Fed. You were showing the ZQ future earlier today.
Yeah.
I look at the /ZQZ22, which is at 98.48, which implies a 1.5%.
And what's that?
That's the DEES Fed funds.
Okay.
And that is the DEES of 22, 1.5%.
ZQZ.
22.
Deuce, deuce.
Deuce, deuce.
Okay.
Also, the /ZQF23 is the Jan Fed funds, and that entails the entire year.
Got it. ZQF. Deuce Trey.
And they're also and then I also made a note that July is showing 94 basis points, so we're looking at the Fed fund window at 94 points by July.
Okay, so we're getting hikes.
We're getting hikes, right? We have massive deflationary pressure coming because of the higher gas prices and the way higher.
Wait, you mean inflationary?
Deflationary pressures. Think about what the money getting pulled out of people's pocketbooks because they're paying.
You're saying ultimately the economic impact.
Economic impact, correct.
Okay, yeah.
Of this inflationary pressure.
That's the key point, right? There's
correct.
Convexity to, basically one way we get out of the old higher prices solve higher prices, or maybe the Fed solves higher prices, where we might be worried about inflation right now, but should we be getting worried again about recession risk and deflation? Are we at that apex where inflation might start to cool, Cruiser, because we've just got too much going on, people yank their money out, and the economy slows down?
Yeah, I think there's two ways you get inflation pressure cleared up. You either bring on more supply or you start knocking demand down. And it looks
supply part's not looking promising right now.
It's not looking good. So I think that is it. I think if you look at Treasury markets, if you just take a look at, all right, which one's going to break first, it's probably going to be
All right, so I don't know what's going on yet. Of course, Biden probably has to use the restroom or something before he goes on. But ENSV is back over 6. Let's see. Is there any other channel I can change it to? No. Oh, here we go. CNBC should have it. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's live on CNBC, so my bad. I thought you would think they would have had that covered in the TD Ameritrade TV. What are you doing, thinkorswim? This old crazy guy's about to talk about banning Russian oil, and y'all ain't even talking about it. Y'all ain't even showing it. What's wrong with y'all, Trader TV? So as soon as that comes back on, I'll turn the volume back up, or turn it back on. And we'll see what old Joe is saying here. Well, I'm actually going to unlink this and put this back on oil. Let's see, where'd you go? CL. I got too many things on the watch list. There we go.
Russian oligarchs, they're quickly unloading assets amid the ongoing conflict. But what happens to the items that get seized? Some items, like yachts, get seized. Robert Frank has that story for us. Robert.
Yeah, some big items, in fact, Morgan. Italian authorities freezing over $150 million
There we go.
worth of yachts and villas over the weekend. They included yachts owned by Gennady Timchenko and Alexei Mordashov, and a $19 million compound in Sardinia owned by Alisher Usmanov. The question now, as you say, what to do with all these...
Yeah, oil's still pulling back, but coming on to the 10-day moving average.
Owners actually remain the legal owners, but they are prevented from using or transferring these assets until the sanctions are lifted. The yachts are stuck at port, the homes prevented from being sold or transferred. Now, governments can only seize or actually take ownership of an asset if an oligarch is charged with a specific crime. So that could be...
Oh, he's not talking yet, so maybe Trader TV will be showing it. We'll see. I'm just going to put it down for now because I can hear it. So if I hear they start to putting Biden on, then we'll pull it up.
Now, some Russian billionaires are racing to sell before they get sanctioned or potential criminal charges. Abramovich trying to unload Chelsea Football Club and all those properties he has.
Come on, ENSV, give us a pop here.
There is a new bill in Congress called the Yachts for Ukraine Act that would send any cash from potential sales of oligarch assets directly to the people of Ukraine. So far, nothing in the U.S. has been seized. All these assets seized in Europe.
There we go, pushing up 638.
Any kind of prosecution or sanctions change. Guys?
Yeah, Robert, David Abramovich has not been sanctioned, right? I mean, his name's come up a lot because of the sale of Chelsea, but he's just trying to sell everything before it might even...
Little selling pressure here in the 625, 630 area. See if the 635 can break. Up there it goes, up 638 again.
Those sanctions yet, so there's just a big question given his lobbying power, his connection with so many politicians in the UK and Europe, and his ownership of so much property there, whether he will be on the list. He's kind of the big fish that people are waiting to see whether he's sanctioned or not.
Robert, thank you. Robert Frank. As we await President Biden this morning, we want to bring in our Steve Leisman. We can talk a bit about that spike in oil and what it will mean for the broader economy, Steve.
Yeah, you know, David, I think the normal reaction...
Well, they're talking about oil. I'm going to pull this up so we can hear what they're saying about oil.
The regular 1-2 punch, but there's a couple things that are a little different this time that are worth taking into account. I don't see a whole lot of economists are ready yet to put negative signs in front of their GDP forecast. And let me give you three factors that are out there. One is that we produce a whole lot more oil than we have in previous price spikes. The second one is we use less gas per person than we used to. The third is we're kind of growing out of Omicron. Now, it is a huge price spike. It's also going to affect food and a lot of other commodities. Those are on the other side of the equation. But at the moment, people are a little reluctant to say price spike, recession in the U.S.
So, Steve, at what...
like the recession hadn't already started. Come on now. Go ahead and play. You gonna play? There you go.
The summer at these levels, people are going to start to tighten their purses.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to say that it's an easy answer. It's not. First of all, a lot of oil and energy demand is not elastic. In other words, it can't really adjust. You're not going to you can't shorten the distance to work. That's a bulk of it. You can't shorten the difference between the port and the delivery of the good. There is an interesting thing. I was talking to Michael Gapin yesterday from Barclays. He says that the biggest impact of oil price spikes comes in durable goods, and one of the biggest parts of durable goods is cars. So normally you'd say, okay, that means we're going to see car decline or car sales decline.
except for one thing. We are 4 million cars a year below normal. So what he said is this is going to come back anyway, despite the energy price spike. So, you know, a lot of the old rules don't apply. We have a lot, our energy production is essentially in balance. We import as much as we export. We're doing 11.6. We're up 1.6 million barrels a day from last year. We're up 250.
I'm going to turn.
The CEOs are saying there's a limit to how much they can bring back, but certainly we're producing a lot of oil in this country. What does that mean? It means, David, that the money that we used to send overseas in previous price spikes stays home. Morgan, David?
Yeah, a lot of it, of course, due to really what was a huge technical advance in terms of fracking, which obviously happened quite some time ago, but has resulted in the Permian Basin of the country being essentially our Saudi Arabia.
Now, wasn't CNBC one of the ones who were talking all that trash about how fracking was bad and all that stuff and ban all the fossil fuels? We're getting a breakout here on NSV. It's testing 7 right now. If we break 7, we're going to move on up to 750. But now you hear CNBC, oh, we've got fracking, and fracking is great. Oh my God.
And other cybersecurity names. Later on, an exclusive interview with the Block co-founder, not named Jack.
FinTech investment. Surprise, he likes Bitcoin as well. And we are awaiting the president set to make some remarks on the ongoing.
Nice job, Sicilian. Sicilian making a nice 60 on ENSV. Very nice job. And so we just gotta wait things out. That's what I was saying about these oil stocks. The oil futures are the coach. So as long as the oil futures are coaching these stocks, they'll have pullbacks. I mean, stocks don't just go straight up, so they're going to have pullbacks. But if oil keeps going up, you know, doesn't really matter.
It was operations. You do see Palo Alto networks up about 1/3 of 1%. John, we talk often about the antitrust element of this, and when we were talking about this a few months ago in the context of reports that Microsoft was maybe looking at Mandiant, not as much concern, but we know that Alphabet is under more scrutiny, so clearly they think they have a chance of getting this across, and it will make their cloud offering more compelling, which is sort of lags the kind of services in the cloud that perhaps Azure and AWS have?
Well, yeah, Dee, this is one of those areas where Alphabet and Google have not been under so much scrutiny in the cloud.
All right, I'm just talking about Apple and stuff, you know, and the one oil stock they're talking about is Palo Alto Network that's up 0.5%. You know, we're already up way more than 0.5% on these low flow oil stocks. So that's a perfect example of why I trade lower float stocks and lower price stocks instead of these big old price stocks. Because like I am not looking for a 0.3% gain while oil is running like crazy. I'm looking for these type of gains. You know. I'm watching it. It looks like it's going to try to break here. You know, I'm keeping an eye on oil down here. So oil kind of needs to rebound off of this 10-day. But it is trying to break 7. I mean, volume's pretty strong. But yeah, we're still fumbling around. We just got to wait and see 7 hold as support. So far, there we go. Bids are starting to finally stack on it. See the bids at 7 stacking? There they are. We got some selling at 710. As long as the bids are holding above 7, let's see. Oh, we cracked back below 7, so we're not holding support yet. There's another bid coming in there. Another bid. Bids are stacking a little bit. You see them stack big again. There they go. And there we go. So right up through 715, right up through 720. Big spike up to 775. Let's go. Let's go up to $8, baby. 2 days in a row. Am I going to be dancing again? Oh, man. Let's just get smart here. Let's lock out one share. Actually, you know what? We're just going. I ain't locking out anything yet. Can you break 8? We're testing this 8 right now. That was a nice spike up out of coming out over that break of 7. And let's see if we can break 8 though, because we went straight up to 8, hitting that new high a day. See if buying volume keeps coming in here. A little concerning. Oil is pulling back right here. Let's see if ENSV can hold above 750 like it's doing. And we need to start seeing 775 hold as support. And it is whoa, here we go. We might be going right now. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Another rip up. 844. Let's go, baby. Let's go. This is easy money, guys. Oh, I love it. This is what I've been waiting for. All the way up to 875. Can we break 875? I got to lock out something here. I can't just not lock out something all the way up here. Oops, I don't want to lock out 6. Okay, cracking a little bit, so I locked out 5 there. So I got 5 shares locked out. But this thing looks like it is just starting to go. This is ENSV, Lori. Well, okay, so Sicilian, here's the thing. Normally, I always say lock out profits quick. That's what I've been saying for a very long time this past year. But that was because of the type of market conditions we were in. I was telling you guys, we're not really in a hot market. People are like, oh, we're in hot markets because when stock runs, 100% in a day. That's not a hot market. What we're seeing right now is a hot market for us day traders. Because we're seeing an entire sector every single day, these stocks running 100%. And like I said, the coach is oil on these stocks. So as long as the coach is, doing what he's coaching the game and staying up, on everything, then the coach is all that matters. That's why I've been saying, like, these pullbacks. That's why I held all day yesterday on those stocks. I don't care about these stocks specifically. I only care about what oil's doing. I want to buy the stocks in the dip. This one I did buy too high. I would much rather got it at $5. That would have been the perfect entry. But I thought it might go right on this candle, so that's why I went ahead and just jumped in. Man, if we can start holding 850, we're going to go again. Testing 850. But, we're not in the same market condition. We're just up over 850 for half a second. Yeah, so we're testing 850. But these market conditions are different. That's why we have to continue to adapt. most of last year we wasn't in this type of hot market, right? So, that's why we always have to be learning and adapting as traders. The market conditions are going to change, and for about 2-3 years we've not seen these type of massive sector runs. And of course, this is way more than just one sector running. This is all about the inflation, the quantitative easing, all that stuff that's been going on, and I've been talking about that the economy is collapsing. This is what is going on. Let's see, oil still holding at 127. So as long as oil's above its 10-day, I think I'm going to hold. I do want them to hurry up. What time is it? 10:11. Biden's 25-30 minutes late. Must have put his diaper on backwards. So we do got to test $8 again here. We're running into it. We want to see 8 start holding that support. See all the ask stacked with 8. We need to see that switch over. There we go. There we go. Get on back above 8. But yeah, exactly like Eric Kemper said, scale out. That's what I've been doing. I didn't get the full rip on MARPS yesterday from the 450 or 470 that I got in. I didn't get every single share all the way to $30 this morning, I was locking out profits all throughout the day yesterday, all the way into after hours because it just kept running. So scaling out is definitely what you want to do in these type of plays for sure, where you think they might keep running. Let me pop up here. Oil's looking a little shaky. I'm going to get ready to lock this out in case oil does something stupid all of a sudden. Let's see. Where's my other plays at? So MARPS is at 20. Hus is still at 9. I may have to lock those out too. We'll see. Well, buying still coming in there on oil. As long as it's on above this 10-day. Because if we don't hold this 10-day and oil pulls all the way back, excuse me, to the 125, that 3-point drop will move these stocks quite a bit to the downside. But remember, it wasn't but a couple of months ago where we could not hold plays like this all day. Anytime that you would hold a play longer than the morning, it usually was selling off. So that's what I'm saying about the market conditions. They change, so you got to change with them. But this is very reminiscent of the shipper run about 4 years ago when the shipper stocks just went crazy. And they went crazy for about 2 weeks. Although this is way more behind this oil push than those shipper stocks had. So that's the crazy thing. We're coming back up right now for a test of 8, back over 8. And if we can hold 8 here, we're probably going to rip again. Yeah, look at that. Oil just getting bought up off that 10-day like it's nothing. Yeah, here we go. Come on. Come on, ENSV. Oh, we got a podium. As soon as, oh, look at that big buyer just came in right there at 8. Come on, get on up there. But, just because you did good though, you made $60, man. So don't beat yourself up at all. You made a profitable trade. So even though you left some money on the table, that's going to happen. That happens all the time to me. but it's still a good thing to lock out profit. Like you were in the green. You made a nice green trade. Nothing wrong with that. We are getting a little rejection here. At $8 on ENSV. This oil's still not able to break over 120. I'm just going to be keeping a very close eye on this. Oh, wait a minute. And you can see with the oil chart side by side with below the ENSV chart. You can see as this candle's moving, it's moving kind of with the oil candle. Like this oil candle's having problems breaking 128. So we're sitting here having problems breaking 8 on ENSV. If oil pops over 128, then ENSV will probably start popping. Again. Still struggling to get over that 8 though. Okay, man. Is Biden? No, Biden's still not talking. Jesus, man, what is he doing? See, we're trying to hold 8, but still we keep failing, and 8's acting as more as resistance. There we go. There's a couple of bids stacking there again at 8. Oh, there we go. Come on. Come on, let's go. On up here. Get on up, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, ENSV, yeah. Boy, we break 825. I think we'll be testing that 876 high. But see, we're still on oil, a little sketchy, and we're right back down below 8 again. Wish Biden would hurry up and come out and tell us what's going on with this Russia ban on oil so oil can do its thing. Testing 8 again. See if those bids can... Oh. We need to see some consistency in the... Well, never mind. Big order just came in at 18. Now up to 1850. Or not 18, 810. I'm sorry. And there goes the break of 825. Testing it. Trying. See, oil starting to move up. Oil breaking 128. If oil keeps pushing here, ENSV is going to go nuts. And there we're starting to go. Come on. You can do it. You want it so bad. Oh, testing $8 as support again, but that time 8 held. Yep, look at those bids. Bigger bids starting to stack on 8. Oh, Oh, 8 went back to resistance again. So we are so indecisive on this right now. When does the candle close? We got 10 minutes. If it drops down, it could drop down to 650. Oil's pushing though. Huge order. 93,000 shares coming in right below $8. Big money coming into ENSV. Quite a bit of selling pressure still. Okay, bid stacking at 810, bids up to 819. Let's get through the 825. Come on. Still testing 8. Yeah, something's going on with Biden. He's really late. This is CNBC reporter. She's like, this ain't even my job. I ain't supposed to be here right now. Y'all called me in. Where's this president at? So we're having a little bit of a pullback here. Let's see if 775 can hold as support. If 77, right now it's holding as resistance, but it should be trying to hold as support. Yeah, there it goes. See the bid stacking. Again, though, getting taken out. We need to see those. We need to see some support hold. Okay. Ooh, oil pushing again to 128.55. Marps at 21. Hustle almost back to 11. OP 132. Rig at 550. 9 over 7. VTNR right at $8. USG at 12. CEI pushing up to 2. Alright, there we go. Starting to push back up a little bit. Let's say we shouldn't be pulling back too much with oil pushing up to 128.50. Should just be a momentary pullback, just a little profit locking, because anybody who bought it at 5 off of the trend line and just ran $3, almost $4, they're gonna lock that profit out right there. I locked 5 shares out, so sitting locked in out in there. There's tons of people who are going to sell after a rip like that. Now we're back over 8. This 15-minute candle with 5 minutes left is starting to go green and push over the body of this candle. We may be about ready for this leg up. Oh, no, still $8 is causing a lot of problems. They're bringing out a script. They're writing a script. That's what it is, isn't it, Lauren? They got to write the script in crayon for him so they can read it. Big letters, because you know he can't see. He's like 99 years old. Come on, Brandon, hurry up. We ain't got all day. Need to... Need to get going here. Like, I don't even know if we need to listen to it at all, because it says right there, soon President Biden to announce ban on Russian imports. So the mainstream media has already set the stage that he's going to ban it. I mean, House shot. Oh, there he is. He just came out of that little door. All right, let me turn the volume on. Let's see what's going on here. Here we go.
The United States is targeting the main artery of Russia's economy. We're banning all imports of Russian oil and gas and energy. That means Russian oil will no longer be acceptable at U.S. ports, and the American people will deal another powerful blow to Putin's war machine. This is a move that has strong bipartisan support in Congress and, I believe, in the country. Americans have rallied to support the Ukrainian people and made it clear we will not be part of subsidizing Putin's war. We made this decision in close consultation with our allies and our partners around the world, particularly in Europe, because a united response to Putin's aggression has been my overriding focus, to keep all NATO and all of the EU and our allies totally united. We're moving forward with this ban, understanding that many of our European allies and partners may not be in a position to join us. The United States produces far more oil domestically than all the European countries combined. In fact, we're a net exporter of energy. So we can take this step when others cannot. But we're working closely with Europe and our partners to develop a long-term strategy to reduce their dependence on Russian energy as well. Our teams are actively discussing how to make this happen, and today we remain united. We remain united in our purpose to keep pressure mounting on Putin and his war machine. This is a step that we're taking to inflict further pain on Putin, but there will be cost as well here in the United States. I said I would level with the American people from the beginning, and when I first spoke to this, I said defending freedom is going to cost. It's going to cost us as well in the United States. Republicans and Democrats understand that. Republicans and Democrats alike have been clear that we must do this. Over the last week, I've spoken with President Zelensky several times to hear from him about the situation on the ground and to consult and continue to consult with our European allies and about U.S. support for Ukraine and the Ukrainian people. Thus far, we've provided more than $1 billion in security assistance to Ukraine. Shipments of defensive weapons are arriving in Ukraine every day from the United States, and we, the United States, are the ones coordinating the delivery of our allies and partners of similar weapons, from Germany to Finland to the Netherlands. We're working that out. We're also providing humanitarian support for the Ukrainian people, both those still in Ukraine and those who have fled safely to a neighboring country. We're working with humanitarian organizations to surge tens of thousands of tons of food, water, and medical supplies into Ukraine, and with more on the way. Over the weekend, I sent Secretary Blinken to visit the border between Poland and Ukraine and to Moldova to see what the situation was firsthand and report back. General Milley, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff of our Defense Department, was also in Europe, meeting with his counterparts and allies on NATO's eastern flank to reassure them, those countries bordering Russia, NATO countries, that we will keep our NATO commitment, the sacred commitment of Article 5. The Vice President Harris is going to be traveling to meet with our allies in Poland and Romania later this week as well. I've made it clear the United States will share in the responsibility of caring for the refugees, so the costs do not fall entirely on the European countries bordering Ukraine. And yes.
So if we're 30 trillion in debt with our U.S. dollar collapsing and all that, and this is also an interesting reaction to banning oil prices, for banning oil in Russia. Seeing oil come down. But how are we gonna, what money are we gonna pay for these Ukrainian people with? We don't have any money as a country. We are not paying our interest, so this is more government spending. This pullback doesn't really make sense to me. Why oil would pull back because of them banning it. But it is happening. Oh, there's a big buyer just came in at 7 on, and we're still holding up on a lot of these stocks at the moment. Oh, buyers starting to come back into oil right now. Look at that. For a minute there, I was wondering. I was like, why is people selling oil right now? This is like Biden's literally telling the world that oil prices are, going to go up because we're not taking any more oil from Russia. I'm just going to let this play some more while I'm analyzing.
The U.S. Stock Exchange has halted trading of many Russian securities. And the private sector is united against Russia's vicious war of choice. The U.S. Department of Justice has assembled a dedicated task force to go after the crimes of Russian oligarchs. And we're joining with our European allies to find and seize their yachts, their luxury apartments, their private jets, and all their ill-begotten gains to make sure that they share in the pain of Putin's war. These, by the way, are giant yachts. You've put some of them in your press. I mean, some of them are, I think I've read one was over 400 feet long. I mean, this is worth hundreds of millions of dollars. The decision today is not without cost here at home. Putin's war is already hurting American families at the gas pump. Since Putin began his military buildup on Ukrainian borders, just since then, the price of the gas at the pump in America went up 75 cents. And with this action, it's going to go up further. I'm going to do everything I can to minimize Putin's price hike here at home. In coordination with our partners, we've already announced that we're releasing 60 million barrels of oil from our joint oil reserves. Half of that, 30 million, is coming from the United States. And we're taking steps to ensure the reliable supply of global energy. We're also going to keep working with every tool at our disposal to protect American families and businesses. Now, let me say this. To the oil and gas companies and to the finance firms that back them, we understand Putin's war against the people of Ukraine is causing prices to rise. We get that. That's self-evident. But, it's no excuse to exercise excessive price increases or padding profits or any kind of effort to exploit this situation.
You see how quick they're putting the blame on this Russia conflict for oil. We've been calling for oil to go up way longer than this war, way before this little war started. So they're trying to put all that blame. And then he had the audacity to turn around and point the finger at the private sector and say, hey, you businesses, stop price gouging. Hey, how about you, government and Federal Reserve, stop spending money and stop printing money? How about that? Like, come on, man. I ain't listening no more of this nonsense. I'm listening to him lie out of his mouth every 5 seconds, pointing the finger everywhere else. That's what the government loves to do. Anytime they screw up, it was them. It wasn't me. It was over there somewhere. It wasn't us. We didn't do anything. We didn't just print the most amount of circulating supply ever for the U.S. dollar all in 2 years. We didn't just do that. That's not got anything to do with it. The prices aren't up because of inflation of the actual money supply. No, I'm going to level with you, but I ain't going to tell you that part. Nonsense. Everything coming out of his mouth was a damn lie in that thing. Let's buy ruble and be oligarchs in Russia. OnlyFans banned Russian. Oh my God, One Life. I don't know if you're being serious or if that's a joke. It's funny either way. But, you know, here's the thing. Here's the thing that's messed up. A lot of people aren't talking about this. You know, what they're doing to Russia, they're not hurting Putin. They're destroying Russia's economy. They are hurting everyday people like us who are working in factories, you know, trade markets, whatever they're doing. Those are the people who are getting hurt. Putin's got so much gold and silver and oil. He doesn't care about none of this. Why would he care about this? You know, he doesn't care. Like, it's just crazy talk. But all this stuff we're doing to Russia right now, I mean, there's kids going to go without food because of our actions towards Russia like this. Like, their economy has already collapsed at this point when their ruble collapsed. So, you know, it's kind of a messed up way to do it. You know, like a 6-year-old Russian girl has nothing to do with all this stuff going on, but yet there's going to be 6-year-old Russian girls or boys or whatever of all ages that are going to be standing in bread lines now. And this whole thing is about oil, obviously, because oil is skyrocketing in price. Follow the money. It's not about Ukraine and trying to save Ukraine or none of that. It's about the oil. That's why Biden just came out and said we are banning Russian oil because America's trying to take back over the oil game, apparently. I'm still confused on how cutting the Keystone pipeline helped take back over the oil game, but it seems like, you know, here we go, starting to rip again. Oil's starting to go ballistic. Let's see if we can break that 128.50. Oh boy. Come on, ENSV, where are you at? Marb's back almost to 21.50. Again, rejected at $8. If it makes more money trading oil stocks, makes me more money trading oil stocks, I'll take it. Exactly. I think they've already been sending troops, haven't they, Lauren? They've already been sending troops over there. $12 billion plan. Is that what he said? Like I said, I can only watch so much of it. He came right out. It was like I said, the news already had it ready. They had it sitting there. Soon Biden's going to announce ban on oil. So as soon as he walked up to the podium, he said, "I'm banning oil." Like, it couldn't have been more scripted out than that. So everything else he's saying is just nonsense. It's just flashing lights and distraction to keep you from focusing on what's really going on. Oil didn't just start going up because of this war. Oil's been going up. You know, inflation has been crazy. They've been wrong at every single turn so far. And the few of us out here who has been calling it the way economics actually works have been pretty right so far. And it's common sense economics too. It's not like I'm some economic genius or something. I just followed the money and was like, well, common sense is they're talking a bunch of nonsense. You know, it's pretty simple. They are completely ignoring logical, common sense economics. And they've been doing that for a long time. And that's why we're at the point we're at now. Not because we all of a sudden got into come on. Come on. Alright, guys, I'm going to take a quick little break here. We'll give the stream about 20 more minutes or so to see if ENSV is going to get it. It keeps failing to break that $8 level, but oil is all the way up to 128.63 right now. A lot of the oil stocks have quieted down. Yeah, pretty much all of them have quieted down. Oh, I know what we need to check. Let's see the NQ. What is the NQ doing right now? Old man Biden speaking. So he started speaking and the NQ started dropping more. There's the facts right there for you guys. Stock market's not believing Biden. The oil is not believing Biden. The one's like, yep, well, go ahead. Go ahead and ban Russian oil so I can go ahead and break 130. You know what the craziest part is? This is the craziest part. I guarantee, if you was to go check Nancy Pelosi's portfolio right now, you would see the same stocks that we're in. At least some of them. Maybe not the low float, super low price ones. I guarantee that her portfolio is stuffed full of oil stocks right now. Biden's too, probably most of the government. Their portfolios are probably stuffed with it. I mean, oil is very close to breaking 130. We break 130 on oil. This is gonna be another crazy day. Yeah, housing's cracking. Let me pull up. Yeah, right here's the 4-hour chart on the. Oh, that's the Dow Jones. No, that's it. Oh yeah, this is the real estate chart. Sorry, I got confused because I was looking over here thinking I was like, real estate's not 26. That's silver. But yeah, you can see there on the 4-hour chart, real estate is below all moving averages. The real estate index. It still has this last little line of support at 395 to hold. But there's nothing about this that looks like that will hold at the moment. So we'll see. It's trying. The housing market's trying to hold on, but I don't know if, like I said, that one I think we're going to see a crash there, but like I said, it's really hard to tell with that market at the moment. There's too much micro level stuff happening in the U.S. with the real estate market. Like Florida and Texas are booming. Several other states are booming, while a bunch of the states that pretty much got ravaged with the major lockdowns and the uncertainty and violence and all the stuff that's been happening over the last couple of years. We got a little rejection there off of that 128. Huh, everything is pulling back. Why are all these oil stocks pulling back when oil is pushing? Unless people are getting scared of the stock market altogether. Like all of them pulled back. That was not the effect. Well, wait a minute. Let's see. No, see, actually, I'm wrong. The ones that were pulling back were already pulling back, so that's actually fine. But you can see CEI is holding its uptrend just fine. IMPP is holding that $6 support level just fine. Had a nice rip up to 975 earlier. And of course, ENSV as well. The one to play that I'm in. Yeah, I'm going to take a quick little break. There's a lot going on. You want 250s? You talking about on oil? You think oil gets 250 a barrel? That'd be pretty wild. But again, like I said, I thought we were going to get to 150 pretty slowly this year. I did not expect us to start going this hard in oil right away like that. Is you know. Like being already up here at 130 on oil is a lot faster than I was anticipating. The speech is already priced in the market. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking is they priced the speech in. So, because like I was saying earlier, it was clear, it was obvious that he was going to ban Russian imports on oil. They had a big banner that said he was going to do it before he even said it. So, all right, I'm going to take a quick little break while this market kind of settles down a little bit because I don't want to make any brash moves right away. Because like I said, the coach is looking strong. If the coach gets over 130, these stocks should all be good. But I'll be right back. All right. Oh, the housing. Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly, Laura. I know what you said. Sorry, I misunderstood you on the housing market. I forgot we were talking about the housing market. Well, I believe, look at the hour chart on CL. Let's see, we got 10 minutes left. Oil, if oil can break, yeah, 128.50. If oil breaks 128.50 within this 10 minutes, and start holding above it, we're going to probably rip again. But if this doesn't get back above, we may have another pullback down on this. Whoops, hold on, I'm in the 5 minute. I don't want the 5 minute. There we go. If it drops below 127.50, we can see it pull back to 125 again. But look, these candles, again, like I was talking about earlier in the stream with the volatility, these candles, these are dollar moves in a very short time span on a very big market cap. So there's a lot of money in here right now. Let's check, see what else is going on. Just in futures in general. Woo boy, the NASDAQ is super close to dying. Woo, we're real close. It's trying its best to hold up today, but man, we are right. This is the third day in a row we've tested this support, and we keep poking through it. But yeah, what I was talking about earlier, this is the U.S. dollar versus the Russian ruble. So all those people, those innocent people, that are just living and working their lives, their dollar equivalent, the ruble, just got blasted. Because if I was to switch this chart, and I'll go ahead and show you. Well, actually, I don't even need, let me just pull up the ruble. Ruble in you? Interesting. I don't want rubber futures. Oh, there's only one B in there. Ruble. There we go. Here we go. Yeah, I don't want the... so right there. So imagine if this happened to the U.S. dollar, because it is probably going to happen here soon. But if this type of crash was to happen to the U.S. dollar, I mean, people are going to get destroyed, families and kids and all of that. So, Putin could stop it, I guess, by stopping the war. But I mean, pretty much what America and Europe has done to the Russian economy is pretty rough. Especially, well, look at all the green in the crypto market today. Oh boy, a lot of green in there. Of course, there's some red, but not that much. A couple of percentages down. But especially when it's 2000, it's 2022. If we were able to send drone strikes in and stuff to kill ISIS leaders and all of that, why can't they just end this very easily? They could. They don't want to. Like, they could have just took Putin out. But instead, they are purposely destroying the whole Russian economy, which coincidentally, Russia's not on board with the Great Reset, if you believe in coincidences. So, I'm not defending Putin's actions, don't get me wrong. but I'm also not. It's real hypocritical for the U.S. to even be involved. we think about how many countries we've took over the last 100 years, or countries we've been in messing with, and then Russia goes and do it with in a country that used to be a part of Russia. You know. So it's real. It's just not a good look on us, on the world stage. It's the news and everything. They're making it sound like we're doing a great job by destroying the Russian ruble. But like I said, all those families, man, they're just trying to live. It's not their fault Putin's doing what he does. Same way it's not exactly our fault that Biden is doing all the nonsense he's doing. But laws of nature still exist. Survival of the fittest. So, as much as I might feel bad about it, I can't worry about it too much because I got my own pockets to worry about, my own bread lines to stay out of. So, at the same time, this is where we're at, This point of the cycle of empires falling, we're getting to nonsense, Alright, well, I believe I'm going to call it a day for now because oil is just, it did pop up there, but it's kind of just consolidating, so it may be like yesterday where we had to consolidate for an hour before one of these stocks pop again. But all of them are pulling back, or most of the oil ones are pulling back. So if we start seeing, the SPY is trying to rebound. If we start seeing if we start seeing the SPY and the NASDAQ rebounding, then that could take some action away from oil for a few days. Because institutions or anybody who's held all this oil money and they've made all this oil money, they may try to start buying back up the SPY and the net and the NQ with this this dip in prices hitting this bottom. Now, will it fully recover? I doubt it. But could we see a week where the SPY is pushing up and oil starts pushing down again? That is a possibility. But I'm just going to continue to hold the ENSV as long as oil is continuing up this 10-day moving average. And my few other shares of MARPS. Those 2 shares that are left and 4 shares of HUSA. And I'll let you guys know how it goes in the Discord. Sicilian, if you put Putin in the ring with Biden, Putin would break every bone in Biden's body. Putin's in way better shape than Biden is. You never seen Putin on the back of that horse? With that sword up there? Maybe trading ever after. Maybe. It's a possibility. That's what I was saying, basically. Because it's not just expectation that made oil run. I've been calling oil to run since I don't know, pretty much a lot of all last year and towards the end of 2020. So there is a way more than just. It's way more than just expectations and sentiment that is in all of this. This is our economic collapse that has been happening. That's part of why. It's because the expectation that oil is going up. You can say that, but oil is not the only commodity that's going up. It's all commodities. So when it's all commodities, it's not a oil thing. It's a inflation thing. And without this war, like I never predicted a war was going to happen or whatever with Russia and Ukraine. I was predicting purely off of the fact that our U.S. dollar currency has been inflated, so all commodities will rise. I was calling out UEC was this the beginning of this year or was that the beginning of last year? The uranium stocks. I was saying, watch uranium stocks. Those are going to rip. So it's more than just that expectation. There's a lot boiled into this. This is a whole economic thing. Like all markets are involved right now with everything. I'm not saying we aren't in the war, trading ever after. We're definitely in the war because of the oil. As I was saying, you follow the money. It was a perfect excuse. But again, why this war is going on is the real question. Not that are we part of this or not. Anytime something goes on in the world, we're always a part of it. So that shouldn't be a factor, that much of a factor. We've been in Afghanistan forever, and we just pulled out finally. And the sloppiest, ugliest pullout ever since. Boy, I'm just not going to finish that joke. That joke's going to be real bad. But the war is not this little war. It's only between Ukraine and Russia right now. What is going on with us? Our economy's been collapsing before any of this started happening. Our economy was collapsing before COVID, and then we went through the whole 2 years of mainstream media about COVID, and here we are now. It's like COVID's completely disappeared, and the mainstream media again is on something else, fear-mongering, nuclear war, and stuff like that. I even saw a left-leaning news source with an article out saying how a small nuclear war could help climate change. Do not believe into this media hype at all. Do not believe that things are moving because of the war. Things were moving before this all happened. They just didn't start out of nowhere. It's the same thing with COVID, where they were blaming inflation on COVID and blaming all of the damage to the economy on COVID. It's the same thing. COVID did not shut down anything, They shut down everything. So it's not that we're not in this war, this ain't a real war or anything. It's the reasons why this is going on that is important to notice. And automatically thinking that this war is the cause of all of our economical issues and problems, or thinking COVID was the problems, is very, very off base. Boy, these oil stocks are dropping hard. About back to my entry. Oil's still holding up. See if the air's coming out. The air must be coming out of the stock market. Oh, nope. Actually, as like I said earlier, the stock market's starting to rebound. It's just not showing against oil yet. So a lot of that oil money, like I said, may come back into the market here. We may start to see some type of rebound at this 420 area. See SPY pushing up as oil is going down. But this is, intraday moves. This is all on the 15-minute chart. So you look at a daily chart. Yeah, we got a ways to go before the SPY actually is somewhat recovered. It's got to get back over 430. I don't know. Like I said, I'm gonna hold on for a little bit longer. I'll let you guys know in the Discord. Marbs with a huge pullback. Of course, I mean Marbs just ran so much yesterday, so those pullbacks are not that surprising. Same with Hussa. Of course, I'm still way in the green on Hussa and Marbs. Yeah, there's a lot of time left, too, in the day. I mean, we got all day. A lot could transpire. So, like I said, I'll keep you guys updated in the Discord on what's going on with everything. You told me what? What are you telling me? You guys are saying I should have sold and all of that stuff. I'm in the green on all these plays. I've already locked in, $300 something in 2 days in profit. I'm holding 2 shares left of MARPs, 4 shares left of see, I'm still in the green even though it's dropping below my entry right here on ENSV. So I can hop out if things start turning around too quickly, much more, then yeah, I can hop out. But right now, like I said, I mean, oil's I mean, what are you telling me right here? Oil's moved down $4, and you think that's the end of the run? Like you're ready to call it quits? Like, of course we can pull back. We've got room all the way down to the 10-day at 110. But you think it's just gonna stop? You think we're done with the oil run? 130 was the top, and that's it. Inflation's over. Let's all go back to normal stock market times. So we ain't even near the uptrend. The uptrend's 115 on oil. So, until we crack 115, oil is still extremely, extremely bullish. So I don't know, guys. I don't know what you're telling me. But we'll see. We'll see in a few hours here. We'll see what happens in a few hours. All right, guys. I'm going to call it a day. I'll be back in a little while on the crypto channel for some Gods Unchained. A lot going on there. You guys know all the deal. If you haven't yet, go check out frameworkfortune.com. Sign up. It's free. And join the Discord. Oh, first 100 members of frameworkfortune.com, of course, will receive the airdrop for Framework Fortune coin very soon. But we are doing a second airdrop for the first 100 members of the Discord. So if you haven't joined the Discord and you have joined the site, be sure to join the Discord too, because you will be eligible for both airdrops if you are in that first 100. Now the website is already full. We're already past the 100 mark there, but we still have some room in the Discord to get to that 100-person mark before that airdrop is pretty much filled up. So you are eligible to get both airdrops if you was in the first 100 members of the website and the first 100 members of Discord. You'll be getting two. And they ain't coming for my crypto. They may be coming for people's crypto in centralized exchanges, but I ain't got much crypto in any centralized exchanges. They ain't get mine. They can try all they want. They ain't getting to it. They can't. So, stop trolling me today, Trade Never After. It's a good day. It's been 2 good days, making some nice profits. You know, maybe I take a loss on ENSV if oil does have a big pullback. But I'm not going to take, I'm not going to sit here and hold this thing if it starts cracking much more. Because we've pulled down to the trend line. So we're still above that trend line. But I'll let you guys know how it goes later on in the Discord. You guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe out there. Until next time.
This is war with the enemy. Think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me. I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally.